Houston, we have a problem. And yeah, that was the same intro that I used for the Raw review. But you know what? This Raw isn't good enough for a separate review. So the top 5 moments is getting the same intro as the review show. If you don't like it, then deal with it, because we had to deal with watching a pretty lackluster Raw. And I tell you what, we've had to deal with quite a few shows in a row now for the 2002 era that haven't been that great. Now, have they been bad? No, but we're used to a high standard here in 2002, especially since the brand split. And for me, at the moment, they just haven't really delivered. The last pay-per-view didn't really deliver either. We need better stuff.
We do need better stuff. And could it just be, since SummerSlam, we've lost the likes of The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Hogan just a wee bit before that? I mean, that's going to have to be factored in.
Maybe it is something to do with that. I'm not entirely sure what it's to do with. But I tell you what, I don't think the introduction of the World Heavyweight Championship and Triple H just being handed it, I don't think that's helped Raw.
No. Raw could have looked at a month-long tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
really could have, like, but no, it got a 10-minute fucking segment, so... I mean, why would you do a 10-minute segment over a fucking tournament?
You know what? I think it would be interesting even to have a 16-man tournament, even if the early rounds were total mismatches. I think that'd be something interesting. Just to see 16 fucking people, right, that could win the title. And, like, maybe Bubba could be in the same bracket as Triple H and they could be set to meet in the semis.
And that's why they've got the beef.
And you could have had their feud continuing over the weeks, you know what I mean? And I think we could have had something like that, but... No, we just get Triple H handed the title, and I don't know, it just doesn't...
The Championship Committee. Oh, we love it.
Hasn't really done it for me, like, but, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But no, I don't get. We were getting Triple H versus Spike Dudley. That could have been a last 16 match.
Spike could have... And you know what? Spike beating Triple H in the last 16 is believable. Well, I say believable. I mean, there's more chance of that happening for the belt.
Why does he have to beat him?
No, but I'm saying, like, if you want to talk about matches that are believable, like, realistically, Triple H ain't losing to these bums.
I just think with the whole Triple H, RVD, Bubba Ray, the bit of heat that they've all got, I think you could have done a really good tournament that would last over, you know, Eric Bischoff, he wants to find out who the best really is. He wants to crown the champion. Whoever's going to be the Raw World Heavyweight Champion will deserve to be champion, and therefore he is, you know, putting it out, he's giving everybody an opportunity. But see, when he just comes out and gives Triple H the belt, I don't think that's good.
No, it's not good. And you know what? He talks about what's best for TV.
But it's funny though, because Ric Flair came out and basically buried it in a kayfabe way, but it was kind of, it's legit. I mean,
yeah, and now he's best pals with Triple H.
Loser. Anyway, coming in, let's move into it, guys. Top 5 moments here. Coming in number 5, we have the introduction of the Raw Roulette Wheel. That is the good news. Eric Bischoff shows it to Stacey Keibler, and he's like, next week, when you're taking on Trish, you're going to have a match from this wheel. That's good and all that, but the wheel wasn't really in full effect. It was just like a little wheel with blank canvases.
What do we think of the Raw Roulette? Do we think it's completely unscripted? Or do we feel like there's warm and cold balls in case of on a wall?
Well, I'm pretty sure Bischoff just legitimately scripts one. He moves it so it lands on what he wants it to move on.
Aye, well, that makes sense.
So I'm pretty sure that happens. But, yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see the roulette, but we didn't even see it here.
It was a good opening, I think, but I think the fact this moment is in the top 5 shows it's not the best show.
And everything was blank. There was no, like, options on it or rules or match types.
It was a good wee introduction. I mean, it's better, I think, doing it this week than next week. I think it gives you a reason to tune in. It's like, oh, they're trying this new concept next week rather than next week's show just kicking off.
But do you think it might have been better, though, if they actually showed you the wheel? Or do you think that gives it away for next week?
Well, we saw the sticky notes, didn't we, I guess?
And I suppose he did mention a few matches that we could be getting. So, yeah, I mean...
We'll take it, but yeah, I thought it was a good segment. Bischoff and Stacey Keibler's a good promo worker, man.
No, definitely. I think Stacey Keibler's underrated. It's crazy because no one would put Stacey... I would put Stacey Keibler above all the women today.
Yep.
Who gives a shit? They didn't wrestle. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I mean,
it's not all about wrestling.
Fucking Jim Ross never wrestled and he's a fucking legend.
I know.
I mean, it's Adam Cole better than Jim Ross because Jim Ross never put on a pair of fucking tights and that super kick. Piss off with that shit, man. Fucking pro wrestling, right? It's about characters. Who gives a shit if you can't wrestle?
Well, that's it.
Some of the best people ever in pro wrestling are personalities. Jim Ross, Vince McMahon. People love Paul Heyman.
Not that pissing Adam Cole.
I don't recall Paul Heyman doing Canadian Destroyers, but, you know... Whatever.
Probably destroyed a few Canadians' bank accounts, like, but come on, buddy.
You can balance a few checks there, man. Let's move into number 4. Bubba Ray promo. Cuts a promo before his match against Triple H for the title. Passionate promo. Fuck it, you know what? Maybe I should have just put the belt on Bubba. He comes out with a table, puts it in the corner. Now, he did have some difficulty getting this table to set up, which is a bit weird considering it is Bubba Ray Dudley of all people. He knows how tables work, but in this, a table for 1, maybe not. He's more familiar with a table for 2.
I'm not saying Triple H ain't a draw, right? I'm not saying that, but is giving Bubba Ray the belt really going to kill the ratings? I don't know what the ratings are doing at this point, right? But see this Triple H run, it's easily the worst of his career at this point.
I mean, I would have just gave Bubba the Intercontinental title.
And I'm not, and I'm not talking about the simple fact is, like, back in 2000 or 99, he's feuding with Mankind, or he's feuding with Austin, he's feuding with The Rock, whatever.
So hold on, you think this run's worse than his world title run in 2016 when he was against Reigns?
No, I'm talking about to this point.
Alright, to this point,
So to this point, I think just back in like 2000 when you had McMahon Helmsley era and DX, it just felt fresh. It felt, this just feels like the...
And he was up against the likes of Mick Foley or The Rock or Austin. I mean, now he's up against, no disrespect, but he's up against Bubba Ray, RVD, Kane, who's been missing for a while, and it's turned into a happy Kane.
Happy Kane.
It's just a boring version of Triple H.
It is.
It's a very boring version of Triple H.
A fucking entitled version of Triple H.
Without his My Time theme song.
My time.
It's not great. It's not great, guys. Anyway, coming in at number 3, we have the Helms Jericho. What's up with that? Promo. Helms doing his investigation. With Kane involved here. Terry involved here. Jericho. When you see Jericho standing backstage with Kane, it's like the height difference is insane.
He's a big boy.
In the ring, like, because people are constantly moving up and down, you're constantly moving, you maybe don't notice it as much, but see when they're actually standing, and it's like a still, and they're just looking at each other, and there's no movement, you actually get to see the height difference. It's like, holy crap, man.
It's insane.
Kane just towers over Jericho. You wouldn't think there's only a foot in it. Probably less than a foot in it, like.
Yeah, but it seems massive.
But it seems more like 2 feet, to be fair. Anyway, I like this. Helms wanted to investigate. Jericho took off. Jericho thinks they're a bunch of freaks. Kane gets kissed by Terry this time, and then Kane tells Hurricane, or Helms, Gregory Helms here, Detective Helms, the chicks dig the mask.
I would say it's Jericho's best week since the invasion.
Probably,
best
I think
show since the invasion.
Yeah, I think this is Jericho. I like this involvement here. Speaking of Jericho's involvement, he was up next in the backstage. I'm going to call this the Evolution promo, even though it was just Ric Flair, Triple H, and Chris Jericho. But Evolution did involve a lot of women, like partying and shit like that. And
Evolution.
That's what we had here, with Flair being accompanied by women, with Triple H in the shower with a woman, with another woman naked, popping her head out. Chris Jericho was sitting there. He was with the women. The coach were there. Coach got told to hit the bricks. Ric Flair has been nowhere for weeks now, for months, and now he's riding Triple H's coattails, and he basically even said this in his promo, like last week or 2 weeks ago, that I know I'm shit, I know I'm done, so I'm going to ride this guy till I leave.
Ride him like a donkey, damn it.
So Ric Flair is all but happy being a number 2. He'd rather be a good number 2 than a shitey number 1. Anyway, it was a good promo. Jericho says, look, you don't like me, Triple H, and I don't like you, but we don't like Kane either, and it makes sense for us to work together because you don't want none of that big red freak at No Mercy. And it was a good segment. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it, but the whole talk about you don't want Kane, it's like you want me because I'm fucking easy.
You want me, Hunter? I'm shit. You beat me loads of times, Hunter.
You beat me in Mania, buddy.
Jericho just burned himself here, didn't he?
Why would you want Kane
when you can face me?
You can have the number 2 pick.
So yeah, it was good. It was alright. It wasn't great, but it was alright. It was the best of a bad bunch for
Ric Flair didn't do much for me in it.
No, Ric Flair's just, what the fuck is Ric Flair doing?
No, but you're like, oh, he's the styling and profiling, 60-minute man. He looked like he was allergic to women in this fucking segment. Didn't he, though?
And kind of like the Chris Jericho times, like, hey, I'm Christian Rockstar. It's just
Flair was sitting there like the fucking butler.
Hey, Triple H, you want another drink?
Jericho, you want one, buddy? And also, like, we're just going to not
All Ric Flair was missing was his chef style. Yeah, I know. I mean, Chris Jericho and Ric Flair spent the best part of, what, 2 months going at it?
Each other. 2 pay-per-views, and here we are.
But yeah, a little heel turn, and it's all under the bridge. It's water under the bridge. Anyway, moving into the main event, guys. Number 1 spot on the list, Kane versus Jericho. Really good match here. Big guy versus small guy. Did get a little bit sloppy, I think, with interference. I mean, Flair doing a poor job. He's selling punches. I mean, this reminded me of like 2011 TNA Flair.
Aye, well, this was kind of done Flair too, but Triple H wasn't good. Belly to belly spine buster.
I mean, Kane's punching Ric Flair, and Ric Flair's standing like shaking. I mean, surely a punch for Kane should deck you, like.
It's like fucking Mickey holding the chicken in Rocky.
But Ric Flair's acting as if he's getting electrocuted. It's like, what are you doing, Flair? What the fuck are you doing?
It's Fogan from Middle Gear.
Then he pisses off to the back. Triple H comes out, hits a dodgy spine buster. I mean, a really dodgy spine buster. He gets kicked out as well. But Kane ends up winning. Jericho tried to work the legs, work the lower back. I don't know. You just look at Kane and Jericho and it's like, surely the smaller guy should be the face and the big guy should be the heel. But for some reason they kind of made it work. I tell you, I think Kane and Jericho have always put on good promos, good matches. I think it's a combination that it's always gelled well together.
It has. I mean, I remember their coffee cup feud at Armageddon 2000, I believe.
I wonder where they rank each other, like in terms of their best opponents. I would say they have to be pretty high.
Yeah, they would. I mean, they didn't really have, like, you know, prominent feuds for like the world title, but they were still having good matches.
I'll be honest, Jericho Kane have had way better matches in promo than Jericho Triple H.
Yep.
I think Jericho Triple H every time. I'm not saying it's been horrible.
As good as Triple H Jericho got was the first time when Jericho beat him.
Aye, in the dodgy count, they had to get the belt back.
Yeah, that's as good.
That's as good as. I mean, the whole feud going into WrestleMania sucked. It was basically Triple H and Stephanie are breaking up. Triple H's dog's been run over, and we'll just throw. Who's this guy with those 2 belts over his shoulder? We'll just throw him in for the sake of it.
My God.
I mean, Undisputed Champion's a fucking middleman. Anyway, guys, that's your top 5 moments. So good that we had to talk about WrestleMania 18. We'll catch you in the next one. Being at Fog Wrestling. If you want to leave a like, leave a subscription, or even better, leave a super chat, then so be it. We're desperate, guys. The views are dwindling. Just like Tony Khan's AEW viewerships. The TV ratings, they're tanking. We need to move to a different night, buddy. Football's killing us.
We do.
Although it's a Tuesday night and there is no football on Tuesday, so we need to find another excuse, guys. Anyway, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.